Good morning, my students. I'm Miss Tania Poveda. This is Entrepreneurship 1. Welcome to my class again. Before we start, remember this. Have with you your notebook or folder, a pen or a pencil, so you can take notes. But the good thing about this is that you can pause this video whenever you need. So don't forget these instructions. And let's start. Do you remember this? We've been talking about entrepreneurs and types of entrepreneurs. So we already know that there is two types of entrepreneurs, commercial and social. What is the main objective of commercial entrepreneurs? This, making money. Do you remember this? And what is the main objective of social entrepreneur? Helping people, helping environment, helping society, etc. Today, we're going to know about some famous entrepreneurs. So maybe you recognize some of the faces here. Well, we're not going to know about all of them, but you probably recognize a couple of faces here. Let's start with these international famous entrepreneurs. Let me introduce you, Colonel Sanders. So do you recognize the picture here? Kind of easy, right? Well, I'm going to read this on the right about this man. The great Colonel Sanders, iconic founder of the fast food chain Kentucky Fried Chicken, or KFC, like you know it now. When I was a child, it was Kentucky Fried Chicken, but now, like some years later, it is KFC. Well, he began pursuing his fried chicken dream only after reaching 60 years old, guys. He was not too young, but even though he was working on his dream. What happened? He was rejected 1,009 times before his receipt was accepted by a restaurant willing to franchise. So that's persistence. Do you remember we were talking about characteristics of entrepreneurs? Well, here you have a very important one, persistence. Let's continue. Probably you recognize this store if you've seen in movies or been in the States. Macy's, it's a very famous department store in United States. And in Christmas, they have this big parade with decorations and big balloons, something very big, like a huge party by their stores in New York, I guess. Well, how they started with Rowland Macy. So this is his last name, Rowland Macy. What happened with him? The founder of the massively successful department store, Rowland Macy, was a serial entrepreneur. Before becoming successful with Macy's, he failed. And I wanted to underline this because you see, he failed at 7 prior business ventures. So it's not that one day he woke up, had an idea, and started a business. No, he failed many times. So again, we have someone working really hard, following a dream, being persistent, taking risk, and becoming a successful businessman. The next one we're going to know about, I don't want to go yet because I want to tell you something first. I'm pretty sure you know this brand. Are you ready? There it is. So do you know this brand? I know you do. Sarah. It's a pretty new brand in Ecuador, but actually it started in Europe. Amancio Ortega was the creator of this brand. Let's read a little bit about him. He was the richest man, he was between the richest man in the world, and this is something curious, for a few hours. So for a few hours, he was one of the richest men in the world in 2015. Ortega is best known for being the founder of Inditex Fashion Group, a firm that operates clothing lines and retail stores. Ortega began his incursion into the clothing industry when he was just a teen, delivering shirts for another company. Okay, here I underlined this because if you remember Colonel Sanders, he started at 65 years old, if I'm not wrong. But Ortega, he started when he was just a teen. So what's the question here? So does the age matter when you want to start a business? No, right? So let's learn from these people. How did he start it? He started delivering shirts for another company. So not even for him. He started working as a delivery boy. Like when you order a pizza, the boy or the guy that takes the pizza to your place, that is the delivery guy or the delivery man. He was a delivery man. And now look at him. He's the owner of Zara. Or in this case, well, the name of the company, it's Index Fashion Group. So did you know anything about them? Or maybe the brands, Macy's or Zara or KFC? Probably you knew at least one of these people. But what about our people? What about Ecuadorians? Do you know any famous Ecuadorians? Like maybe here in Guayaquil? I'm sure you do. Maybe it's someone right next to you right now. Maybe you know Ecuadorian entrepreneurs that they are not too famous, but they are really important in society, working on different things for developing new things or working really hard following their dreams. Well, right now, I'm going to present or to introduce you some famous Ecuadorian entrepreneurs, but in international markets. So not only in Ecuador, but in other countries. Let's start. So this is Carla Gallardo. Have you ever heard about her? Well, she lives in the United States right now, and there's where she started her company. Here, on the right, on the bottom, you have a site. You can visit this site whenever you want, and you can read more about her and her business. So she handles this company. She manages and she owns this company, Cuyana, which is a sustainable women's clothing company, co-founded with Carla Gallardo from Ecuador and Shilpa Shan from United States. While both were in business school, the luxury brand encouraged women to live with fewer, better things and has gone to raise over $30 million. That's a lot of money. Always supporting artisans in the United States, Latin America, Europe, and China. Did you know about her? Probably not. That's why I chose her. Because it's very, very important that we know that there are a lot of Ecuadorians doing good things around the world. And it's good to know their names and their faces. So there's something else we can learn from them. Okay, do you recognize those faces? Probably not. Let me ask you something. Have you ever heard about this site to get jobs, LinkedIn? Well, today I'm going to tell you about something similar, and it's JobSite here. JobSite, it's a nearshore software development firm with offices in New York, Medellin, and Bogota, with its headquarters in Quito, here in Ecuador. Who are the founders? Andrés Garzón and Santiago Castro. They have been recognized as Ecuadorian Entrepreneurs, and JobSite currently has more than 150 employees providing high-quality nearshore development service to United States corporations. So it's not a small business. They are giving support to big corporations, digital agencies, and other companies. That's really good to know, right? It's really good to see how people from our country are working really hard and getting things done, like these two guys here. And the best part about job site is that it's not that they only follow a dream and had an idea and create a business. It's also that they are promoting people to work. They are promoting people to find good jobs according to their profiles. So if you want to find a job, I recommend you to go to this site. Well, here you can visit the site. It's right here. This is not a commercial, just in case. I'm just really excited about the information. Okay, so now we have other group of people. How do you say money in Spanish? Easy, right? How do you say money in Quechua? Any idea? Probably some of you know it. We said kushki. That's how you say money in Quechua. So the name of this business is Kushki Pagos. Have you ever heard about them? Okay, Kushki Pagos is one of the largest online payment processors in Latin America, founded by the Ecuadorians Aaron Schwarzkopf, Sebastian Castro, and Daniela Espinosa. So here we have their pictures. Also with the Colombian Madeleine Clavijo in 2015 to streamline and simplify digital payments for the local market. Okay, so why did I choose this company, Kushki Pagos? What is happening right now around the world? Can you go to the bank and take your money out like every day? Or you prefer to stay home and do your shopping online and do your payment and transfer money or receive money online? I'm pretty sure that right now the best way to do these money things is online. So what they did? They created this processor so you can pay your shopping, your food, whatever you order, using Kushki Pagos. If you're curious about how this works, you can visit the site. It's right here, kushkipagos.com. I chose about that because I was reading about them. So you can go here and check if you can use it. It's a really, really useful site. And finally, let's know more Ecuadorians, famous internationally. So Shipify, how does it sound to you? Let's talk about the word ship. Okay, well, what is this? Logistics startup Shipify, logistics. Pay attention, it's talking about logistics. What is logistics? Logistics is like everything behind, when you buy something, it's like everything is behind your shopping. All the people working on the production, on the distribution line, how they move the product, where they save the product, and things like that, okay? So Shipify Logistics startup, Shipify, was founded in 2014 by Luis Loaiza and Miguel Torres. Why did they do this? To solve the challenge of same-day delivery. It means that you order in the morning and you receive your stuff in the afternoon, so the same day. Okay, so to solve the challenge of same-day delivery in Ecuador and Latin America. Today, Shipify has its headquarters in Belo Horizonte, Brazil, and is active in Chile, Colombia, Ecuador, and Brazil. Does it sound familiar to you? Do you know any other application or site that you can use to order something and receive it a couple of hours later, or maybe an hour later? You probably do. Well, the company they created 6 years ago, not in 2020, was to deliver your products the same day you buy them. So right now that we are at home and it's really hard to go out and do our shopping, you can try this site, see how it works, and maybe it's useful for you and your family. Okay, so let's go back a little bit. Remember their faces. Carla, Andrés, Santiago, Aaron, Sebastián, Daniela, Luis, and Miguel. These are famous Ecuadorians in international markets, and obviously national markets too. It's really important we understand that when we have an idea, when we have a dream, when we want to do something, you plan and then you just make it. The thing is that you have never to stop. Never stop dreaming. Never stop having ideas. Never stop trying. Remember KFC, Colonel Sanders. How many times he was rejected? More than 1,000. What about the Zara creator? He started delivering shirts. And people fail and people make mistakes. But the thing is that you have more opportunities every day. Right now, I'm going to ask you to copy and answer the following questions on your folder or on your notebook. This is not a homework. You don't have to send it to me, but you have to have it on your folder because it's information that we're going to use in the future. Okay? So make sure you have your notebook, make sure you have a pen or a pencil, and let's copy and answer the questions. Are you ready? Okay. So this is question number 1. Remember to write down the date. Write today's date. June, etc. Question number 1. Oh, what is the title of the class today? Famous Entrepreneurs. Famous Entrepreneurs. So write the date, title, Famous Entrepreneurs, and copy and answer the following questions on your folder. Question number 1. What type of entrepreneurs are they? What types of entrepreneurs are they? We're talking about the presentation we're having today. The 8 Ecuadorians and the three other entrepreneurs. Okay, those we just read. So those people, what type of entrepreneurs are they? How many types of entrepreneurs do we know? 2, 3, 4. 2, right? Commercial and social. According to the main objective of each type of entrepreneur, what type of entrepreneurs are they? You're right. They are commercial entrepreneurs. I was telling you about their businesses and even their sites that you can visit. They were talking about money and buying and selling products and services. So yes, that's the correct answer for question number 1. Let's continue with question number 2. It's not basically a question, but you should answer, and it says, mention the Ecuadorian entrepreneurs introduced in this video. Do you remember their names? Do you remember how many of them? Yeah, 8. So I want you to remember their names and last names, of course, okay? So mention the Ecuadorian entrepreneurs introduced in this video. I'm going to help you a little bit. Let's go back. And this is number 1. Okay, did you copy? These are number 2 and 3. Here in purple. 2 and 3. You finish? These are number 4, 5, and 6. Aaron Schwarzkopf, Sebastian Castro, and Daniela Espinosa. And they are numbers 7 and 8. Okay? So question number 2, mention the Ecuadorian entrepreneurs introduced in this video. And here we have Carla Gallardo, Andrés Garzón, Santiago Castro, Aaron Schwarzkopf, Sebastian Castro, Daniela Espinosa, Luis Loaiza, and Miguel Torres. Okay, I have an extra question for you. You don't have to write down this one. Are they the only Ecuadorian entrepreneurs around the world? Like this famous or like this big? No, right? No. There are a lot of Ecuadorians around the world making businesses or making social work that they are maybe not famous or big ones, but the good thing is that they are working really hard on their entrepreneurial projects. Question number 3. What characteristics do they have in common? In common. You already know the characteristics of entrepreneurs. And we always say that they are not the only characteristics. There are a lot of characteristics, uncountable. But we already analyzed a few of them. So after reading about them, after seeing their pictures, and after knowing a little bit about their businesses, what characteristics do they have in common? Copy this question on your folder. This is question number 3. I would like you to pause the video here so you can write down your answer. But because of time, I'm going to continue. You probably wrote 1 or 2 or 3 or more from this. This is from the other presentations before. So you probably wrote down or were thinking about these characteristics, right? Attitude, creativity, relationships, organization, leadership, team building, etc. Okay, that's good. And if you had different answers, you can write it down. I would love to read your folder, your material, your answers as soon as possible. So you write down the one you consider that is they are not in this chart, but that you consider that they have in common. Maybe you were thinking about something like this, motivation. Were they motivated? Yes, of course. Creativity, well, we've been talking about creativity before. Persuasiveness, what is persuasiveness? When you have the gift to convince people to do something positive, to ask for help, for asking for advices, and people will be there for you. Like you persuade maybe your friends to open a business with you because you convince them it's going to be a good idea. Maybe vision, like you start a business today, but you have the vision in the future, like you're going to grow. It's not only something that is going to last a couple of weeks, but it's going to last for years. Versatility. So it's your business is only about one thing, or it can be about two or more things. Yeah, you can open a business with one idea, but maybe you can grow with 2 ideas, 3 ideas in your business. Risk tolerance. Maybe we were talking about this before, like when you have this personality or this type of love for risk. So you like something very much and you go for it. Like if you are going to open a business, you know it's not going to be easy. You know you're going to need money and to invest time and energy. There is a risk behind that. Your business can grow or your business can break. So are you ready to tolerate risk? Flexibility, it means capable to change your decisions or to change the way you think according to the situations. So you're flexible. Decisiveness. Okay, I have an idea, I have a dream, and I'm going to make it. It's not like, yeah, I don't know, maybe, I'm not sure, I maybe start tomorrow. No. You decide to do it and you go for it. Collaboration. This is kind of connected like with relationships because if you have a business, you're going to be a leader and you will need the collaboration of other people. So that's a characteristic you will need as a startup. And here on the right, I copy this information. I thought it would be important. Remember that a startup, it's another way to say entrepreneur. Okay? Remember that. So don't confuse if you heard like, oh, what is a startup? Well, entrepreneur. It's another way. That's it. So more characteristics. They plan, they work in team, they invest money, they follow trends. What is the trend right now with this crisis that we're living around the world? To stay home, to do online shopping, transfer money. So you solve problems in a different way. That's trendy now. Handle resources like people, money, places, strategies, think about strategies, think about products. What are you going to do with your product? How you are going to sell it? You are going to improve it. You are going to keep it. You are going to take it out of the market. Well, and this one, which is the beginning of everything, ideas. Okay? So remember today we were talking about some famous entrepreneurs, Ecuadorian entrepreneurs, what they have in common, and more characteristics. That's it for today. I hope that by now you have more information about entrepreneurs. Be sure that you can be one of them, even better if you work really hard, if you follow your dreams, if you plan, and if you work with your heart. So thank you very much, guys. Enjoy your week. Have a wonderful day, and bye-bye.